Hello and welcome one and all to An Unlikely Tale for Whom the Bell Tolls. Based in the Sword Coast of Faerun, where we use a combination of D&D 5th edition, Pathfinder 1st edition, a dash of homebrew, and a sprinkling of the classic rule of cool. Tonight we'll be continuing our intrepid journey to save the very fabric of their world and have a little fun along the way. However, do note that this is a brutal, grimdark adventure. So if you have low constitution score like myself, you may want to grab advantage for those saves. Without further ado, hi guys.
Right.
Hello.
Today's weather, mostly void, partially stars.
Hello. Hi.
Yeah.
Hello.
Tonight we are joined by none other than the original player of 7 Canon. Applause, friends, applause.
Oh,
Woo!
you shouldn't have.
Little golf claps, yes,
Oh,
yes.
stop. I'm gonna blush.
So, we'll do a little recap to kind of catch us up since it's been a little bit since our last session. When last we left off, our adventurers had plumbed the depths of a strange ruin not too far from the dig site that had previously discovered the ancient Netherese war machines they had come to call the Jovian frames. Within, they had discovered a great deal of both Netherese and Bane iconography, as well as the withered remains of undead worshippers who once resided there. Cutting a swath through the mob, they eventually make it into the interior of the ruins to what they discover to be a temple. At its center lies a creature, standing guard before a sealed door. They decide to engage the monster, learning it to be called a death tyrant. And after a dangerous battle against the monstrosity, they stood victorious. They opt to press further in, curious as to what such a creature might be guarding behind such a door. And after a few failed attempts, and some shifting of the temple, they manage to get it open. Within, they discover the writhing mass of a molten, muddy form, likened unto a heart, beating still, and its warmth filling the space. At its center, a dagger, driven deep. They enter, and after a moment of discussion, Alistair communes with the strange entity, learning it to be one of the forgotten gods of ancient, Borem of the Lake of Boiling Mud, a being slain by Bane during his journey to godhood. And it offered him a deal. Help it destroy the god Bane, and in return, it would lend the Dragonborn its power. A bargain he chose to agree to, and the heart melted to liquid before enveloping Alistair and becoming a part of him. He felt a burning rage not his own, sitting in the pit of his gut like an inferno, as well as a massive swell of strength and power, sealing the godly pact with the ancient creature. And while this took place, Gandiva chose this opportunity to recover the dagger from within, aware of its potential power and true nature. And no sooner does this happen, does the temple shift violently once more, rattling and shaking. You hear the shifting of stone grinding in the distance, and the gentle hiss not too far down in the halls. Debris begins to fall and collapse down from the ceiling. And in a moment of panic, Silas calls out over the sending stone for help. Some type of exterior force to provide aid.
Who could that be?
What do you want? I'm sleeping over here. It's literally like it's like 4 in the morning. Here,
It
I'm
is
just
not
trying to
4 in the
sleep.
morning.
It is.
It
4.
is not.
It's.
It
4.
is the middle of the
It's
day.
not 4 in the morning.
No.
It's not. 4
Get
in the
up.
morning. Do I have to?
Yes.
Do
We
I
need
have
help.
to? Fine.
Get up, you useless flea bag. We need your help.
Okay, I'm on the way. I'm here to punch you. Just tell me which way I need to. Where do I go? Wait.
Just
wait,
outside the airship that we rode in on. There's a campsite due
Ah.
north. You should be able to
Mm.
see it once you get to the top deck.
North?
Go there. Yes. Go north. Yes.
North.
Go north.
Okay.
You know which direction north is, right?
Uh. Yes.
Okay. What side is the sun on?
Uh. The right side.
Good. Good.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll just go this
Keep
way.
it on your right side.
Okay. So I go this way. You're telling me you're in that weird little.
Yes. Yes.
What the fuck is that over there?
It's a temple.
Oh, why are you in the temple?
We were
What did I miss?
you were
What did I miss?
and you hear the sending stone suddenly cut off.
Hello? Hello?
Log date October 30th.
Hello?
We are probably going to die.
You were just here. I wonder what happened to him. Okay. Well, I guess if he said that I should probably go into the temple, then I guess I should probably hop, skip, and speed my way over to the temple.
It's hot outside.
It is. Wait, you don't have to deal with that. You don't have to deal with the heat out here. Fucking, you don't know what's going on out there.
Be careful on your way
You
here,
feel
Seven.
the temple violently shake once more around you.
Oh, shit,
As
Seven, please
Kaled,
help.
Youth, Gandiva, Alistair, Roko all almost struggle to lose their footing. Dexterity saves all around, please.
Wait, even for I'm waiting.
No,
Oh,
you're
it's
fine.
Okay.
Cool, good start. Wonderful start.
Let's go. Okay.
Everyone falls onto their backside as the temple's violent shaking and the sandy footing underneath you slips out.
The second one's Keelit.
All but Kaled.
She twerked her way to
I had to
success.
find her.
Ow. My coccyx.
You're fucking like what now?
That's the medical term for the tailbone.
Medical. Gotcha.
Negative vocabulary, Gandiva. Also, ow.
Pain.
Those books I've been reading help with my vocabulary.
Shall be glad to read more with you if we manage to get out of here alive.
Okay, guys, let's not talk like we're already going to die. Everybody get your asses up. We need to get out of here quickly.
Oh? What was that?
What? I lost my cool there.
We need you fully aware. We can't have you losing it after what just happened. Please. Please, Alistair.
The mud went inside of me.
Yes, it did. We saw that. We don't know why you said yes, but you said yes.
He sounded like a nice person. It didn't feel nice.
I'm sure it didn't feel nice. It didn't look very nice.
Why can I do this? And then he's gonna cast Cure Wounds on himself.
What?
I took 1 level of Bard during my last level.
This is 1 level. What? Okay. How did you get those powers all of a sudden there, Alistair?
I don't know.
Alright, guys. Does anybody remember how to get the hell out of here?
Yeah, we go that way. Over there. And get
came
deeper
from the
point down the
corridor.
hallway. That we just came from.
It really wasn't
Okay.
that complex of a path. I'm sure our chances of survival are more malleable than we think.
Yeah.
Alright.
Locals said.
The party gathers together
Shut up.
and quickly runs down the hall in the direction that they had previously come.
Oh.
Rocco grabs the tiny servant, clutching it with both arms.
Just running with your tiny servant.
It's just a little guy.
Uh-oh.
We may have a problem in terms of verticality.
Oh,
That's a big hole.
I think it got a little bit more complicated.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I don't think we should go this way.
No, we must not stray from our previous path, otherwise we would become more confused.
Just
And
let
likely
Alistair take the
die.
front.
I think I can jump it.
No, Alistair,
I
please,
think I can jump it.
please.
do a flip.
I can do
Do a
it.
BLJ.
Don't
do a
encourage
BLJ,
him.
do a BLJ.
With the power of my mud, I can do it.
Oh no, there's dogs over there. What the fuck?
In the distance, you see a small grouping of hellhounds, like the ones you had contended with earlier. It appears now they are trapped within the chamber that they had been previously residing, as the temple collapses around them.
Well, one less problem for us. Good.
Well, let's probably not end up like them. How the hell are we getting out of here?
Well, I mean, we could always run back over there to the room where the bug
Right.
boy was.
I can
And,
I can try to teleport again.
I'm afraid of those powers, you.
The last time you did it, it didn't end very well
Oh,
for
that's
everybody.
what's there. Never
Yes,
mind
but that's
that other
before I had control over it. I have more control this time.
Yeah, never mind. We're not going that way.
I can just teleport us outside the temple. I remember, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What do you all think?
I'm scared. I'm afraid.
As the party discusses amongst themselves,
Oh no, God.
a Tabaxi monk approaches the still damaged exterior door to the temple. As he makes his way inside... One second.
What the hell?
He finds himself met with a interior door made of sandstone and, from what he can tell, extremely thick.
Oh. I'm not gonna be able to normal punch my way out of this situation. I put my paw up to the ascending stone in my fluffy little ear and ask Silas and everyone else, how did you get in this situation in the first place? There's sand everywhere. It's coarse, it's rough. I don't like whenever it gets into my fur.
You know, sometimes, Seven, I
Just
want to
slide open the
suplex
door
you.
and get in here.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
blow the door
They were
open.
watching
I'm
us, so we killed
hilarious.
them.
I'm hilarious. But let's see. You may want to stand back a little bit. I
Slide
don't
open
know
the door.
how well this is going
Slide
to be.
open the door.
Oh yeah, you
Slide
can
it
just
open.
slide it open.
It's
Actually,
no fun. Fine. Fucking want to blow up the door.
slide it open.
I want
Slide
to
into
blow up
any
the
ends, okay.
I
door.
forgot that they slide you. Wow, I can't believe you remember that.
I want to
Yeah.
blow up the door.
Isn't that right, Alistair? You remember,
Fine.
right?
I still think we're all going to die.
It's okay, you got cure wounds.
I do.
We're
I'll
safe.
be fine.
I need to roll
I do too,
to
I
slide
wink.
open the door. Do I need to roll to slide open the door?
Give me a chunky strength check.
Okay.
Check, not save.
Sick.
Excellent. The Tabaxi monk approaches the sandstone doors, digging his claws deep into the crevice separating the two slabs of stone. With a heaving heft, he does his best to wrench them free, pushing with all of his might, the muscles and veins in his neck bulging. And, after a great deal of effort, he manages to successfully free open the doorway.
Did you know those were made of sand? I didn't know those were made of sand.
It's called
Also, hey
sand,
guys,
though, for a
it's
reason.
been a while. Hello. Hey, I missed all of you. Who's
And
that?
as you wrench open the first set of doors,
Oh God.
you find another waiting just
Oh my
behind them.
Okay. I'm moving.
Meanwhile,
What?
the interior of the temple rocks violently once more, shaking as more debris and stone falls from above.
Oh,
This really doesn't feel right, guys. I have a very, very bad feeling about it. I can't quite put my finger on it, but something about this does not feel good.
Oh.
Don't say.
I'm gonna inside his insight. 21. Is he telling the truth?
Gandiva and Alistair, as you attempt to intuit what it is that Silas is currently talking about, it takes a moment because it's so subtle, but you begin to realize the temple is sinking.
Bro?
And Alistair estimates that at the rate it's currently descending, you have roughly 45 minutes to get out before it is submerged.
I took math class once. I say we have 45 minutes
Oh no.
before I gotta pull out the cure wounds.
Right. Plenty of time for a genius to come up with a proper stratagem.
Build us a
Wow.
bridge. Build us a bridge.
you're calling me smart? Why, thank you.
I know. My intuition rivals Roko's.
I have no comments on the matter because any witticisms are lost in this catastrophe we find ourselves in.
What
Oh,
does
man.
catastrophe mean?
What? I guess the only way is to try to find the way over those very dangerous looking pits, huh?
Did we go the other way yet? Look around.
We
Oh.
have rope with us, do we not?
And then Roko fishes in her cloak and starts pulling out a long length of rope.
And Can Kayla see how long or how wide the gap is?
Give me a perception roll. Or investigation, actually. You can see the pit.
Yeah. See Kayla. You said perception?
Investigation, sorry.
Investigation, sorry. Doo-doo. Oh my.
Damn, girl.
The pits look to be about 55 feet across.
That's a
Okay.
long.
And how wide? How
I
wide?
have a plan. I have a plan, but unfortunately, it will require athletic ability. I'm sure that all of you are capable of such, yes?
Roughly
can do that.
55 feet across and 20-ish feet wide.
Oh, I can do that. Easy.
How, and I forget, the movable rod, how wide does it, like, how long does it go again? Is it like 10 feet? I don't remember.
Oh shit.
This flat iron rod has a button on one end. You can use an action to press the button, which causes the rod to become magically fixed in place. Until you or another creature uses an action to push the button again, the rod doesn't move, even if it's defying gravity. The rod can hold up to 8,000 pounds of weight. More weight causes the rod to deactivate and fall. A creature can use an action to make a DC 30 strength check to move the fixed rod up to 10 feet on success, and it extends a length of 5.
Okay. Cool. I forgot she had that. I just can't remember how long ago. Long boy.
Well, I surmise that we have to create a way to grapple across.
You've cast fly on all of us. Wait, sis! Sis!
Yeah, this could try. He has his busy
One
apparatus.
moment.
My own ways of getting across. But of
Yeah,
course,
you can just fly.
I do fear for the rest of you. Yes.
Yeah, I can fly as well, but we gotta make sure everybody can get across.
That ultimate gravity.
Okay, so you touch a willing creature. The target gains a fly speed of up to 60 feet for the duration. When the spell ends, the target falls as if it is still aloft until it can stop the fall. Okay, so for every spell slot above the 4th, you can cast on an additional creature. And of the spell slots Ziz has available, he has enough for
Enough.
6 people.
Ah,
I can jump across, I think, maybe. How far is it?
55 feet across.
55. What would the DC be?
Very high.
I have a plus 19 in athletics.
As Alistair places a hand up against the wall, pondering the situation and taking a moment to collect himself, slowly, without noticing it at first, his hand begins to meld into the very earth itself.
What?
As if it were liquid. And then, withdrawing his hand, leaves the surface untouched.
Are you okay?
I think I'm safe.
Eve, can you earthwork? What's going on?
What the hell?
And I start like digging into the wall and moving the wall away like mud.
You attempt. Actually, I don't know if you updated your sheet with it, but did you check the exact abilities you got when you made the pact with Borem?
I don't think they're on my sheet. They might be in my notes. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, good old Blum.
Ah, here we go. I'll just link it to you.
Yeah.
One of the perks to all of the work we've been doing on the books lately is I've had mad time to D&D prep. So I've refined my notes very clean. Very, very clean. Okay, so as you attempt to manipulate the wall, as you had accidentally slipped into it before, your hands and arms slip under its surface as if it were water once again.
Can you like walk in the wall?
Yeah, probably. I don't know though.
Earthglide.
Well, I
Yeah,
think
yeah, I
it's
can.
Earthglide.
I think so.
Whoa.
I'm gonna glide on the earth all the way over.
Okay.
Is that a thing? Does glide work on vertical surfaces?
So you know how the Tarrasque can travel into the ground as
Yeah.
if like it's passing through it and leave no hole in its wake?
Oh, I finna do that.
You can do that.
Yeah, let me
You
go do
don't
that
leave a
real quick.
hole behind you. You can literally just walk through it as if it's this you're in a swimming pool.
Casually, I'm gonna
Yeah.
do it. I'm gonna act like nothing's out of the ordinary too. I'm just gonna do
Alright.
it.
Before we get that started, I'm gonna need a strength check from 7 to get the next door open. And an arcana check for Ziz to cast 8th level fly. The Vidalcan steps forward, charging the Mizium apparatus and activating the gauntlet before turning a hand up towards the sky and bringing it down, attempting to channel the power of the device. And as he does so,
Hold on. Before you determine anything,
You gonna
I'm
help
gonna
him?
do my signature ability.
Okay.
Flash of Genius, adding an additional
5.
5. Got you.
I
So,
believe abundance works that way, Ziz. I know it is your own device, but I've seen you use it enough times that this cannot.
he's also going to bend luck.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what he would do. Yeah, yeah.
All right. So your int modifier is once again
5.
5. Got you. And just cross-referencing one last little thingy.
Oh, my boobies are sore.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Huh?
Yeah. Guys can have those too, you know.
Yeah.
Put enough effort.
He's also going to expend 3 stamina points,
Why?
allowing him to dig deep and channel his arcane abilities alongside the device at its fullest capacity, having never casted a spell of this potency. It begins to crackle wildly as blue arcing energy streaks off from the nodule at its top. You hear it hum and vibrate, filling the room with an azure light. And then something strange happens. This concentration of magic grows far, far more intense than you had anticipated. And on his forehead, the brand of Maestra appears.
What the heck?
The boon that has been sitting latent for so long, finally coming to fruition. As he's expended so much of his inner strength and magical reserves from the fight before to this moment now. And as the air hums and thumbs with energy, a pulse of magic explodes from the gauntlet and imbues everybody with the fly spell.
Now Alistair can fly and walk the wall.
And as the spell comes to a close, the gauntlet crackles and begins to glow an orange hot before slowly melting.
Uh-oh.
Quickly, Silas runs over and attempts to help him get it off. What? Wrong page, sorry.
Oh shit.
Alright. And in the process, he burns his hands for 10 damage. Both of them take 10 damage from the act. But the effect still maintains. Imbued with this overwhelming arcane display, what does the party do? Do they continue in the same path as Alistair across the chasm?
Yeah.
Yeah, we all fly.
Yes. So the melting is not to be concerned about then, yeah?
Pardon me?
The whole melting situation?
You rip the gauntlet off and drop it onto the floor before
did.
yeah.
Good.
So his Mysium apparatus is currently disabled. It's not working anymore.
Okay, we got you a new one.
Well, in retrospect, I will have to confess that Alistair's brilliant display of recklessness is in our favor this time, as the rest of the path is clear, I am sure of
Just in case, we should have Alistair walk.
this. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm inclined to agree.
Yeah. I'm gonna just do the same thing we did going in. I'm gonna sprint the full way out.
Oh no.
As you begin to charge forward, the temple rocks and shakes once more. You hear the grinding of stone from overhead as old iron spikes slowly extend forth from the
Oh, no.
ceiling.
Uh-oh.
Rusted and caked with old dried blood from its previous victims.
Oh, for the love of me, illuminate.
Wow, maybe.
The party sprints down the hallway, back towards the direction of the last interior door that had been broken open by Alistair. And as you make your way to the cross section, the ceiling still slowly descending, you find yourself standing before another sandstone door. You can hear the idle grunting of someone in the distance on the opposite sides of the door.
I'm gonna
That
need.
must be our capable feline friend.
I'm gonna need a little assistance on this
Oh,
one. It's
thank
sugar punch. Please help.
You can just walk through it.
I could, but you know, I'm a nice person, so I'm going to. Can I lift the door up, or is it sideways? How does it go?
They slide open, like the previous.
I'm gonna rip them apart.
Okay, give me a strength check. The same with you, Seven. You can give an additional strength check now.
Oh no.
Love it here. I love it here.
As you attempt to
Okay,
wrench the doors open,
There we go.
you find that your earth gliding ability seems to still be somewhat difficult to control, and your hands continuously slip through the stone as you attempt to grab and gain purchase.
Looks like you're having a hard time.
I can do this. What if I kick it? Do you guys think it'll open that?
Please help. This is.
Silas comes over and places a hand on your shoulder. I'll give you a hand. Roll again with advantage.
Just trying to hold his hand. You're gonna put you together.
And
Oh,
as the
okay.
two of you attempt to wrench it open. Oh yeah, with advantage. Yeah. Damn.
The first one was better.
Ziz is gonna spend another 2 points of luck.
Oh.
Sorcery. To bend luck once more.
Hey, he got a lot of those in reserve.
This is his last 3. That's 2 of his last 3. He can't do this again. Excellent. And the two of you together, grabbing one side of the door each, pull with all of your might. It's difficult at first, but you begin to feel some give as you wrench as hard as you can your direction and Silas his, before eventually a gap begins to peek through the 2 slabs and the doors are slowly wrenched open, allowing space for you to pass. The ceiling, however, is growing ever closer,
Bro!
and it looks like within minutes it will descend upon you all, likely killing you.
Wow, so let's not die. Let's go! Go on!
Is this extending through the entire temple?
This last stretch from this... Okay, hold on.
So like this whole corridor as well, yes? Okay. Okay.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool.
In that case,
Oh shit, run!
Roko is going to dial into her gauntlets to prepare another spell. And then
And as you wrench open the doors, you find yet another bulkhead
That's a lot of
blocking your
doors.
passage.
okay. While that is happening, as Roko dials up the spell in her gauntlets, she's going to cast that. But if I may, could I spend any number of stamina points to have that extend to 10 feet?
I would have it be
Okay.
5 feet every stamina point you extend.
Okay. So the idea I have is to create. Crap, what the heck do you call it again? You know how the mining tunnels have the support beams?
Yeah.
That's just it, right? Just support beams? Okay. So Roko is going to create much like that sort of design to try and prevent the ceiling.
Buffer the
from-
ceiling and stop it from descending further.
Yes.
Okay. Give me one moment.
And here we go.
This will determine how many you'll have to expend. Give me a moment. I'm gonna need 4 stamina points.
Ooh. Okay.
One tired.
Yep. All right. And immediately as Roko does that, she falls, collapses onto the floor in front of her.
Carry her.
Silas turns and sees the Avali collapse and
I ran out of stamina points.
there we go, strength check. Hefts the little Avali over her shoulder. But the feat proves successful as the stone begins to shift and form, creating supports, blocking the further descending ceiling from continuing its slow descent. In the process, you see the iron spikes bed themselves into the pillars, and they hold, but slowly cracks begin to spider down their surface. This likely has added an additional few minutes to your time.
Go, quick.
Oh my god, okay. Gandiva's
7.
gonna try.
Give me another strength check.
God, oh fuck, oh god, oh fuck, oh god, oh fuck.
No, 7.
Please help, please.
Do I hear his struggling on the other
Yes,
side?
you hear it
I'm
on
gonna
the.
phase through the wall over to where he is and help him.
Oh, clever!
Assistance.
And hearing the struggling Tabaxi on the opposite side of the wall, Alistair, earth glides through the sandstone doorway, passing, revealing the small passage between them, before passing through the other and seeing the Tabaxi for the first time. A stark white and crimson coated lion like Tabaxi.
I'll walk at him.
Who?
Feline
Who
man,
is-
we must open this door here.
Yes. Questions
How
we'll have to wait for later.
big?
Please help me open the door.
Either of you can roll with advantage. You can choose between the two. Meanwhile, Silas will attempt to open the door from his side.
Gandiva will help because you're holding a Roko, so I'm gonna help.
He's going to turn to Ziz and pass Ziz over to. He's going to turn to Ziz and pass Roko off to Ziz as he attempts to work with Gandiva to get the door open. That's a check.
Is it a check for me?
Ah, we have a Ziz.
Hey, guess what? He rolled a 4 with bad luck without you here.
Yeah, I completely didn't forget what day it was.
Yeah, you're
I
we
saw.
broke it. We broke your
Your museum melted.
it melted.
It exploded.
But good news, you're woke now.
You can get Maestro Boon on your forehead, Mr. Baldman.
Anyways, can we please get this door open? It's
Yeah.
made of sand.
Silas, Gandiva, Alistair, and Seven, collectively in pairs, using the culmination of their strength, work their hardest to wrench open the sandstone bulkheads preventing their exit. You hear the crumbling and cracking of the pillars behind you as they begin to slowly deteriorate under the continued assailment of the descending ceiling. But, much to your surprise and relief, the doors begin to shift as the sandstone grinds open. And it takes a little time before the group of Alistair and Seven and the party greater can see one another. The way forward is clear.
Woo, get the hell out of here.
Can I drop the door? Is everyone out yet?
It's a sliding door.
It's still fucking.
Oh, hey, we're outside now.
Oh god, my back! Holy shit!
Through the power of friendship.
Off up some sandstone.
Roko gives a weak little thumbs up.
Seven violently shakes all the sand off his fur.
It's a giant litter box. You think you'd like it?
No. That also claustrophobic. Okay? No.
No.
Also, fucking I've told you once, I've told you 6 other times. I don't go in the litter box.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
The feline man has insecurities.
I am a normal
hope you're more
The
humanoid.
world is your little litter
I
box. The
I am
world
a
is your litter
normal
box. Look at all this
humanoid
sand. This is your litter.
person. Okay?
This is for you, feline man.
No. I am above
You're
pissing
above
on
a
the
litter
sand.
box. The world
Yeah.
is your litter box.
I am above pissing on the sand.
I'm not. Alice is gonna run over to her.
And as you're all casually having this conversation, you can hear the temple shifting and shaking violently just behind you. Its slow descent into the sand can be clearly seen and is quite troubling.
Oh, maybe we should move away from the sinking temple.
Nah, we'll be fine.
Please, I am literally incapable of moving anymore.
Ah,
Get me out of here.
you'll be fine. You'll be fine. We're already like a good
My suit went into overcharge and that extends to my very body.
6 feet away. We'll be okay.
We did it though! Yay!
And so your party can breathe a sigh of relief as you've found safety outside of the temple.
Woo!
The fresh air filling your lungs and the sand burning your eyes. The beating sun from above warms your flesh.
Oh no, we gotta refrigerate Roko!
Gandiva, you see that red button
Yeah.
on my suit?
Yep.
That is a red jasper from your world. Please press that button.
Oh, okay. I got you. Oh my god. Can't even press the button. Air conditioning.
Thank you, my dear.
Yes, yes, of course.
What kind of
right.
sound does that make when you press it?
Same kind of noise an air conditioner makes. And not as loud. Like
It's
a
also
nice
the sound.
new air conditioner.
It's also the sound 7 makes.
Anyways,
Yep.
now that all of you are all out of all of the danger, the one who fucking Mitsatsu'd his way through the sand door thing.
Wait, the
Who
one
are
who
you?
what do you the what's it?
Mitsatsu. You know, casually approached child Mitsatsu. The one who slid through the door, the sand,
Oh,
the
that's
sand wall,
Alistair. Yeah,
the
that's
sand
Alistair.
wall.
That's my friend.
I'm
I'm
a sandworm.
I guess he's a sandworm.
I mean,
Listen here, buddy. I
He
may be
can turn into
stupid,
one.
but you're not a sandworm.
You're right. And I turned into Strahd.
Unsheath katana immediately.
wait, seven, hold
Immediately.
on, wait, whoa,
No.
wait.
I'm gonna do a
It's
little
okay.
jig in front of him.
It's just he can
I'm
just
gonna do a little
turn. He can just
jig.
look. He can just look like
Unsheath
God.
katana.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna
Does a
do a little
15 hit?
jig. 15? No.
Oh, it doesn't hit.
I'm gonna
He's
continue to do a
dancing.
little jig in front of him.
He's
I'm gonna
Fortnite
tell an
dancing.
awful joke.
Oh my God. You know what? Oh, holy shit. I thought we. Okay.
Why
Wait,
did
that?
the
Okay.
horse?
Okay.
What did the bartender say to the horse when he went into the bar?
Silas
the
looks
long
to
face?
I'm not
Why the
entertaining this. I am not entertaining
then-
this.
Silas
We have
turns
3
to
seconds.
7.
You have 3 seconds to
Relax, relax.
I'm
What do
going.
you
I'm,
call
It's a
cow
result
with
of the
no legs?
cheese. It's a result
I'm-
of the cheese.
I'm really about to.
He had a
fucking go
little
ultra.
bit too much of the cheese, and for some reason has taken a liking to taking that form.
I like the long hair, personally speaking.
I feel like we did not escape the temple after all, and I am dead because of the stupidity around me.
You want to hear a joke, Rocco? Rocco, you want to hear a joke?
I'm gonna swing at him anyway.
I'm gonna start snapping in his face. You want to hear a joke?
I'm gonna swing at him.
Why don't dinosaurs talk? Because they're dead.
I'm gonna swing at him anyway. I'm gonna swing
23! Gotta make that save!
I'm gonna swing
25 hits.
Roll damage.
Wait, holy fuck, how do I...
Just click on the name. There you go. Oh my God.
I was just gonna take it like a man.
It's just a sucker punch.
Sounds about right.
Hey, 7. Behave yourself. What have I told you about striking strangers? You get
You
to know
see,
them
he-
first.
Strahd's literal face.
Look, it took getting used to for me too. But to be frank with you, I have some unfortunate news for you all.
Oh.
You see, several days ago on our way to the deserts, a strange group of individuals had suddenly appeared from nowhere within the hangar where the incident with Jean took place. And, according to them, Strahd is alive.
Is it this guy right here?
No, it's not
that's
Alistair.
not me. Or is it?
Strahd.
Might be me.
Proper Strahd. They said they saw him on a different plane or world, conquering it.
God damn it. Alright.
Isn't he dead?
As far as
dead.
I had known, yes.
Then how you know they're not lying?
Well, I like to think that on occasion, I do actually prove to be a rather good judge of character. On
If Coco
occasion,
wasn't collapsing with exhaustion, she would laugh at him.
Judge a character.
look, they didn't just come with the information. They also came bearing weapons and supplies that might prove useful in the future.
No.
So, when all is said and done, if we can get back to Aurora in one piece, I intend to show you some of the things that they had made me aware of.
Well.
Interesting. Why didn't you tell us sooner? What the heck?
I was giving it a lot of thought. Even I didn't believe it for a time. It is a
The insight
far-fetched
that you
thing.
rolled?
Give me 1 second.
Back when they did it was.
I think it was like a 22.
What insight?
Back when Silas rolled insight to see if they were bullshitting when they told
Oh, it
him.
was fucking high. It was
Yeah,
high.
Oh, okay.
It was like in the 20s somewhere.
yeah, I think it was like 22 or some shit.
Oh, what a shock.
I know, right?
The one time.
Yeah, true. Real.
Real, not fake,
Literally
actually.
legendary fucking potato insight actually hits for the first time at the good time.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember.
But yeah,
Okay. Well, I guess
Also-
sometimes you can be a good judge of character.
Also,
on occasion.
tosses Alistair a key cartridge so he could heal up that face punch that he got earlier.
The tabaxi tossed to you what appears to be a rather large-shaped bullet with a tapered end and a needlepoint-like tip. It glows with a turquoise light.
Listen, buddy, you can either stab yourself with it or I can stab yourself with it using my funny little claws here.
Big.
I
meaty
can
claw.
stab yourself.
No, you can stab yourself,
I
or
can
I
stab
can
myself.
stab you. Yes.
Why would you want to stab me?
Well, for
Silas turns to Alistair. We've developed a means of harnessing his ki, storing it in these small capacitor-like batteries, and allowing him to discharge them later for different occasions and circumstances. Should you inject yourself with the canister's contents,
Midway through, I just inject. Midway through his talking.
Drugs.
what was it? It was like was it 1d8 or 2d8?
2d8.
Yeah, roll 2d8.
2D, right?
Yeah.
Raw.
And you heal for 6 HP.
Wow, look at that.
Silas places a hand on your shoulder and heals you for the remainder using lay on hands.
Anyways, now that that's over. Plane of existence, Strahd bad judge of character. Am I missing anything?
I don't know. You've been sleeping for so long. I can't tell.
Listen, I've been sleeping and not doing anything of any importance whatsoever important, okay?
It's almost like
Yes.
he's been sleeping for 9 months.
Ah, it's just it's a weird hibernation season. Don't look at me like don't look at me. I didn't do anything. Don't look at me. It happens. We all have it's performance anxiety. I decided to just go to bed.
Yeah, he just slept through the whole fight with
Performance
Rock.
in bed.
What?
What?
Oh.
That's what the tabaxi just said. Right.
Nah, you heard it.
I think I got hit in the head too hard.
You heard
Me too.
incorrectly.
I think I heard correctly.
No,
Congratulations,
You're fine.
feline man.
Congratulations. Yeah, I heard he's got a thing with Sasha going on.
Listen, if I didn't already punch you like 5 minutes ago, I'd probably punch you again. So, anyways, moving forward.
So,
It's
he peers over his shoulder, looking back at the now shifted sand where the temple once was. That was an experience. Gandivo.
Huh?
That dagger you found in there.
Uh-huh.
What's the deal with it?
It's a dagger, and it was sealing Lem there where he was. Yep. It probably could kill. Maybe it could kill a god.
Maybe it can kill a god.
Yep.
You know what also could kill a god? These fucking hands.
For
Dead.
some, for
Was
some
that a bad-
reason, I feel like that might be a gross overestimation of your talents, Seven.
No, feline man looks like kill god.
Have the power of
I
anime
second.
and crippling feline depression on my side. Okay,
Crippling
I can
feline
do
depression.
anything.
Okay, number one, what is anime? Number two,
Does that have to do with your
Crippling-
performance in bed?
you know what? Alistair makes a good point. Number three,
Okay, you know what? Okay, one, I don't know what anime is either. I heard someone say that somewhere and I never actually looked into it.
what if I told
Two-
you about saying words you don't know what they mean?
That's
if
like
you
the
go
word
ins-
hacking. What the hell is a hacking?
Well,
Don't
Can
look at me.
explain hacking, but I'd rather not to you doinks, especially now.
Or pears. That's not a real word.
it's a fruit, and
It's
they're
a what?
delicious. Pears.
that?
Pears.
Yeah, it's not
Two,
real.
We
Pears
should
are fruit.
probably get back
A
to
fruit?
Yeah.
the
fruit?
ship.
Yeah.
What's a fruit?
Adiva, my
Wait.
dear, before I have an aneurysm, could you please carry me over to her bed?
Yeah, I think we should lay Roko down, man. And it's hot out
Yeah.
here. Can we continue this discussion inside where it's cooler?
Ah, yes.
You know, that's
rat
not
is
a bad
tired.
call. Okay.
Oh, right. Hey, Mr. Blue Man. Do you know what anime is?
I don't know what half the words in that sentence he said were.
Okay.
Isn't
looks like
the
we're on
anime
same
and
page.
Uh, shit. I don't think there was in. It was in a different country.
Ah, yes. We never got to visit that one.
Yeah, but it exists.
Anime is real.
What's your favorite pear? I look at Silas.
The prickly con.
Prickly pear.
Yes.
Not real.
Juice
You
it,
made that up.
makes
You made
really
that up.
tasty drink.
Drink.
Yes.
Prickly pear drink. You lied.
Yes. No.
No. Or is that you made that up? There's no such thing as fruit.
As the two of them are discussing, the whole party's kind of making their way in the direction of one of the campsites, the archaeological site's tents. You find the cool, refreshing interior of the shaded tent, a sweet respite from the musky, damp interior of the temple, and the burdensome heat of the sun.
Ah, finally.
You take up seating around what looks to be a carpeted and pillowed interior. At its center, a wood-burning stove, and closer to the entrance, a table with 4 chairs. At the far end, a shelf containing various items, and its opposite, a small cot. As
Yes, that cot right there, that would be adequate.
you fill the interior space, each taking up a respective spot. Silas plops down into a chair, heaving a sigh of relief, and removing his muffler. I don't know why I thought it'd be a good idea wearing this.
Yeah, you're probably like so sweaty right now.
Gantiva says this as she sets Roko down on a nearby cot.
Yeah, there you go, Roko.
Thank you.
And also in this process, the armor goes back to crap. What's a good way of describing it?
Dematerializes,
Yeah. And she's back
because
to
it is like
her
nanotech, right?
unpickled- Yep.
Yeah, so it just dematerializes. Like the bleeding edge Iron Man
Yeah.
suit.
Is it cool enough in here for Roko?
She's fine with the red jasper, I think.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's true. As long as you have the red jasper, you're good.
It's like basically embedded to her.
Oh.
To like the augmentations that already make her survive in this environment.
Yep, because Zavali have advanced cybernetics and implants to help them cope with the extreme environments that they go and travel to.
AKA my hand waving way of saying the biology is all sorts of craziness, so let's not worry about it too much.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was gonna feed Roko a pickle.
Mmm, yummy.
Recovery food.
It's imbued with magic. It's okay.
You feel a lot better.
I don't think Roko wants that.
You haven't seen my pickles recently. She throws one at 7.
I am not going to eat that. Thanks
Look,
for the
My
offer.
dear, please warn me next time.
She just put it in Roko's mouth. You slide it in there.
It's fine. It's the pickle of Maestra. It's okay.
It's imbued with magical energy.
God help us. So, well, wasn't expecting to find all of that there. But
Yep,
I
nice
can't
dagger.
say that I'm surprised we found the temple near the dig site. With the number of Jovians we've been able to recover from that interior space, it only makes sense that there was more buried beneath the sands. But to think we'd find this dagger in that thing.
Yeah. Apparently it, yeah. It can just do damage. to divine beings.
The risks
the
and
sound of that.
implications of such a weapon are dangerous. We cannot let anybody outside of this room know we have this item in our possession. Do you understand me?
Yeah, main characters only, guys.
Sir, yes, sir. Your secret's safe with me, oh.
Yes, of course.
He did it. He said the thing.
So you can get rid of Lalamet.
That would be cool.
So we can have our city back.
Okay. I think it's about time that we have a very important discussion, you all. With all that has happened as recent, I feel as if we've really struggled to find our footing and gain any meaningful headway towards these ends, contending with the forces we've been charged with. And I'm concerned that if we continue on the path we are, it's quite likely we'll all end up dead. So, as a result, during my time working in the workshop, I've been doing a lot of thinking. A great deal of thinking. Considering all the resources and tools we have at our disposal, and the various skill sets shifted between all of you, that we assert a new plan. A plan I've been really considering for a time now. I think we should further weaponize our resources. A lot of mishaps have taken place in Aurora as of late. The enemy is able to just waltz right in unabated. We've lost a lot of lives. And with all these recent developments, Lolamet, Strahd, Nicodemus, I think it'd be in all of our best interest if we really go on the offensive. So, he turns to Roko. Within Aurora, as I've been doing my studies into the Netherese, I've learned that there is a device within the city known as a Mythalar. They are the devices that allow the city itself to fly and power it with its magic. I think it is in your best interest to learn how to harness these Mythalar, that we might forge tools and weaponry. With
You
these...
found that in chat. Go on to me.
1 second.
I think it's.
There you are.
Thank you.
The amount of magic that these items can put out is astronomical. But it is dangerous. Do not directly contact the Mythalars with any portion of your person. It will destroy you. The sheer amount of power that they can put out is astronomical. And tools connected to it that harness that energy, from what I understand in my researches, are able to function indefinitely within proximity of the Mythalar. The applications of such technology are massive, and I'm putting you in charge of our advanced weapons projects, as I'm fully and totally swallowed up with the work of restoring the Jovians, and I can't split any other more of my time towards finishing any of these other things we need to get done. He then turns to Gandiva, and then turns to Alistair. I need you two, more importantly, and this is a big ask. We don't know what we're up against, their number, their strength, or what they can do. But I do know for one thing that we'll need an army. You've worked in the Guard, Alistair, And Gandiva, you used to be the head of military within Lila. Oh, what? What was Arjun's country called again?
Alistair?
1 second.
Oh.
Trying to remember Gandiva's homeland.
I forgot it too.
Adharma.
That one.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
You were the head of military in Adharma. And Alistair, you worked as a guard for a very long time. You're experienced, you're a veteran, you know how to lead men. I need the two of you to raise an army. As fast and as numerous as you possibly can. We need to organize before things get out of hand. We cannot wait until war is at our doorstep.
Okay, time for propaganda posters.
How much am I allowed to spend on recruiting people? People like money. They will die for money. We need to give them money if they're going to
Sign on
die for us.
bonuses.
Sign on bonuses.
So, to that end, and you're quite right, I will contact my good friend Iggy. He's a member of the Seven Saviors and the founder of the New Barovian Mint. He's the head of their banking. If anybody can bankroll our war effort, it will be him.
Make more money. I'm a genius.
We need a larger military budget.
We
need
make
to
more
pick a
money.
gun.
So,
Hey.
with that said, the mint itself is worth millions. We could potentially take out a large loan to fund the war effort. But do know that Iggy always wants his due.
He'll get it when he survives. If he survives, maybe he won't. Maybe we all gotta pay it to, no.
Yep, we don't know.
We don't know.
I'll have a discussion with him in the coming days. Transportation is not an issue for him. And he can see us as soon as necessary. He then turns to Ziz and Youth. Now, while Roko is going to be working on the technological front of our weapons and technology development, I'm going to need the two of you to learn how we can harness the overwhelming magical potential not only the city, but the two of you have to offer. I don't exactly know what happened in there, Ziz, but if it's anything like what's going on with Youth, the amount of potential that the two of you have between you could potentially level cities. We need to know how to harness that into weaponry. A means to defend ourselves, to stop our greatest enemies. Do you think you two can handle that?
Too easy.
You've cost us the pickle.
This watches the pickle fall with a plop and then just kind of like points his thumb at her like, yeah, what she said.
Of course, she crashes into the warm pickle.
Right. We're doomed. He cracks a small smile.
Oh, we had a goodish run.
Well, with the way things are going, we might actually have a chance at winning this. I also have a few others working in my employ currently. A new few of individuals. I hope that the mission I send them on will be fruitful.
Yeah, those guys are all right.
Some of the research I did regarding the Netherese revealed to me a artifact as old as probably the world itself. 2 sets of a very specific set of scrolls. One completely lost as far as my research has shown me. But the other, while forgotten, not so much so lost. I have a lead on where one of these nether scrolls might reside. And if we can get all 5 of them, we might be able to do some incredible things. But the risks are great. Should anybody find out we're hunting them, or that we have them in our possession, that in itself could start a war. These scrolls were what birthed the Netheries themselves, and created the golden age of magic.
Netheries are really cool. They made a weapon that can damage divinity. Wow. I'm just stuck on that. Candiva's just stuck on that. She's just like, wow.
Yes, from my understanding, the second era was a golden age for the mortal races. But with all of this in mind, now that we've recovered what we've recovered from here, asserted that Kalit is nice and safe, and even managed to recover some additional Jovian frames, you all have your jobs. The next stop will likely be a ruin further north. I've read some things and hope to find some more artifacts that might prove useful. Once we stop there, the next stop will be Waterdeep.
Water deep. There is no war in Waterdeep.
None at all.
All is well in Waterdeep.
Yes, come to Waterdeep. Let us see you. Let us see
Let
you
us
in
see.
Waterdeep.
I love Waterdeep.
Yeah, great place.
Beautiful.
Nice place to raise kids, start a family.
Yeah.
Go to the Black Mass.
Question.
Job that
though.
will sustain
Garden.
you for life. Yep.
What's up, Seven?
Oh, Waterdeep sounds very big, spooky, scary skeletons.
Oh, it's not.
It's a
All
large
is
city to the north, is it not?
I used to work there.
Asmodeus told me that we'd need an army if we were gonna go to Waterdeep. So, I mean,
Probably.
I do recall that, yes.
Probably, yeah, an army would be really good.
So do you all think that perhaps after the ruin we should make a detour before we go?
We should march with an army.
yes.
That sounds good to me then.
I don't think we'll survive without one.
You've looked the Gandiva. What? Asmodeus told
What?
you need an army. What?
Yeah. Yeah, I talked to Asmodeus. And he was like, "Oh, you're you're going to Waterdeep, right? Oh yeah, you're gonna need an army when you go there. It's not gonna be fun."
What does he know?
I don't know. He
I
he
don't
kind of
know.
he kind of predicted we were gonna go to Baldur's Gate, so I don't know. I kind of trust him right now. Have you heard of our Lord and Savior Asmodeus?
I am a mud man.
No.
The only savior for me is science. No offense, Gandiva.
Look
I
at
mean,
the
that's fine.
atheist.
Oh, you know what?
That's
That's woo. You gotta be careful with
funny.
that.
You gotta be careful with that one, buddy.
Mm,
Silas clears his throat gingerly. What they're referring to, Rogo, is you might not be aware. In our world, To shun the gods, being fully aware of their existence, and to adopt the atheist stance is to invite a horrible afterlife unto yourself. From what I understand, those who reject the gods in such a manner, when they pass on, they come before Asmodeus. And rumor and legends say that he devours the atheist who would have the hubris to stand against them.
Yeah, he kind of eats atheists.
To that end, let the red bastard be damned.
Let him be damned. Yeah. Yep.
But yes, I see your
Asmodeus
point.
did nothing wrong.
No, he's just lame.
I do see a lot of merit in this Primus, after all. Nowadays, at least.
Silas reaches into his pouch, withdrawing a old weathered map, unfurling it and revealing it to be a map of the Sword Coast. With a small ink pen, he marks we are currently here. Wait a second. We are currently here.
Oh, wow.
Now, according to the map, there are several settlements not too far from current location where we might be able to recruit some of the locals. If we head eastward through the Dagger Falls, we might be able to find some of the nearby villages there. Alternatively, we can head westward towards the high moors. Southwood has a large number of woodcutting villages. They might not be warriors, but we can raise them to be so.
Yep.
And of course, if any of you are familiar with any other places we might be able to stop to potentially gather forces, do let me know.
Which place is the poorest?
Poorest? It might be, if I'm not mistaken, the settlements near the Farsi marshes. Closest to us, at least. There are a few more further eastward. If we head to the Dalelands, there's plenty of villages that have a bunch of, humble folk and farmsmen.
Well, you see, we could go one of two options. We could brute force it with a ton of men, or we could get men of exceptional skill. Exceptional skill is more expensive. Brute force is far cheaper, and we could do a lot more with it. If we go to a place that has lots of poor people looking for coin, we could get them in droves with promise of gold or whatever, and send them to fight.
Yes, and propaganda always helps too. I wasn't a big fan of the propaganda in a Dharma, but I mean it worked.
Could do propaganda. Tell them
Silas grimaces at the prospects of taking advantage of the disenfranchised in such a way. But his expression eventually relaxes. Well, better able to fight than to die waiting for it to come.
Right, exactly. That can be part of the propaganda.
Don't tell them they're gonna die. Tell them if they do
Yeah,
nothing, they're gonna
I
die.
agree
Yes.
with him on that one. Don't let them
Okay,
know they're
true.
gonna die.
Tell them that if they fight, they'll live. If they
Yeah.
wait, they die. Scare them into fighting. If you scare them into fighting, they'll think they have nothing left to lose if they don't fight. Fear is a great weapon. Tell them Strahd is coming back. Everyone knows who Strahd was. Everyone feared Strahd. Everyone's ready to go to war with him. Tell them he's coming back. Mention nothing of the Scarlet King. Tell them he's coming back and he's going to take over this world with an army from hell or something believable. Because if you tell them the story of an outlandish god, they're not going to believe it. Then tell them that the only way you can stop Strahd is by rising up before he makes his way here. Does that make any sense?
An uncomfortable amount of sense, Alistair.
Yes, actually, that's great.
That is the
I
most
had a lot of
reasonable and.
experience.
Wow. Your methods, while difficult to agree with, seem like they might be effective. It's a rather pragmatic approach.
I
Okay.
will confess that was very well worded out of you, Alistair. I'm impressed.
And it's settled. We brute force it. Grab as many men as humanly possible. Give them bulk size training, bulk size processing. Their individual quality does not matter if there's a million of them. We will march our army on Waterdeep and cut whatever hell's breaking loose there.
This is gonna be great.
This might actually work. This is, I think, the most solid plan we've developed so far.
Oh yeah, and I think I read in a book somewhere that Cult of Osmodius operates out of Waterdeep, so maybe I can use those guys too.
How many men can you ferry onto Aurora?
I'd estimate potentially 500,000, but that's only an estimation. And with the hangar, we could potentially establish a flotilla.
How many airships do we have?
Currently, 4, but the Grim Kindness is currently out of commission. It might take a few more days before we can get it flying again.
Each airship can carry how many?
I would say, depending, well, they are merchant vessels, but if we do decide to break off, we might be able to procure more airships in transit. And of course, I can send order back with Iggy when I discuss with him the funding for the war effort, whether or not he can have more airships sent to us. There's quite the proficient shipyard available in New Barovia. We might be able to have a rough estimate 7 ships available by month's end.
Each ship can carry how many people?
I would say roughly 250. Maybe more if we get bigger ships.
What's their air-to-ground capability in
Well,
terms of dropping troops off and ferrying them?
well, as far as the new commissioned ships, they would be battleships, fully capable of moving troops, armed and ready. The vessels we have currently are mostly merchant vessels, with the exception of the Grim Kindness, and that is very heavily armed, courtesy of the Unlikely.
If we get enough airships that can commit to air-to-ground combat from high up, we could get full reign over the skies.
And if we can also manage to get a sizable shipment of tungsten somewhere between there and here. Iggy came to me with a concept that he suggested that I thought would be rather interesting. He referred to them as drop shots. Forged from tungsten, they would allow us to quickly deploy troops, while also simultaneously using them as a weapon. They would drop from high altitude, crashing down below, and allow us to discharge troops onto the field, while
Okay.
also functioning as a artillery strike. Very pragmatic and practical coming from Iggy. Never really been one for engineering, but I guess everybody has a good idea. Every so often.
I confirm that is quite excellent. I myself even had such a similar idea.
So,
Phenomenal. Well, if that's the
But-
case, then once we get the tungsten, we'll add that onto the list of projects you get started, Roko.
Excellent.
You were saying, Alistair?
so we take the better, well-off, more experienced adventurers or mercenaries or whatever we decide, shove them as shock troops, destabilize the enemy lines while ours crash against theirs. We should be able to. Do you have a map of Waterdeep?
Not readily available. I could get one drawn up in a few days.
Once we start ferrying these groups, we're going to need to figure out a way to reliably, more or less, surround the place. I
Yeah, we're
know
definitely gonna need a map of Waterdeep.
some of
Well-
the ins and outs of it due to my time there.
If we can... Now this might be difficult. But if we can also get some skilled engineers to help offload some of the extra work, I can retrofit some of the war vessels with the large engine that's attached to the back of the Grim Kindness. Perhaps a scaled down, much more compact, less powerful one, but its increase to the maneuverability of the vessel should be extremely useful in flanking maneuvers.
How many people are currently on Aurora?
After everything that's happened as of late, the number sits at about 42,000. It was originally like 70.
Of those, who is necessary to stay on the ship?
Like to keep
Keep it running.
the city flying.
Yeah, to keep it combat ready.
There is. Is this in character or out of character?
This is in character.
Ah. Within the city's core, there is a person referring to himself as Adam. He works closely with Ziz to manage the finer systems of Aurora. I'm not sure if it's only him who does so, but if that's the case, it should only really need Adam. Some of the tertiary systems and functions of the city will obviously require manpower. Perhaps a force of maybe 1,000 men.
There's also Google.
Yes, but Google's
Here to help.
so in need of help. We haven't really repaired him since we first visited this place.
Poor Google.
I'll tell you what, I'll take a look at him. But, yes. With a number of roughly 1,000 scattered across the city to man the respected systems, that should be sufficient to keep the barrier that Ziz, Youth, and Roko designed to protect against exterior projectile weaponry.
And how many could we pull from Barovia in troops?
Well, once I get in contact with Iggy, he can speak with Pizzoli. Pizzoli does a lot of the managing for the main brunt force of Barovia. And with his help, he might be able to contract some more mercenaries and guardsmen and allocate them to our cause. He may be eccentric, but Pizzoli is very reliable, trustworthy companion to have at your back. His methods might be questionable, but he always means for the greater good. Hearing what we need, I'm sure he'll jump to the cause quickly.
And how many in Barovia do you believe would be willing to fight against Strahd once again?
I'm fairly certain a great deal of their number would.
For it's one thing to fight for gold, but if you're fighting against something you truly hate, like I
Exactly.
believe the people there do, that is a willpower you can't neglect.
Truly.
You can't buy.
So, do you think maybe Alcé could maybe lend us some of her undead?
I could ask her.
Skeleton army?
Yeah, skeleton army. Hello.
Skeleton army?
I
Would
asked
they be
her.
able to raise it there?
Here's the thing. Not too long ago, Alcé broke her ties with the Raven Queen, and it resulted in a very severe injury. Her powers aren't what they used to be, and it would likely require her to join us. Now, that's not necessarily an issue, as I'm sure she would readily do so and fight with us. But I have a son, among the other children that I care for, and we don't really have anybody to keep him safe. He's still quite young. It's the reason why I asked her to stay behind.
True.
With that said, perhaps I can ask one of the others to protect him in our absence. If I can convince one of them to do so, then we most certainly will be able to bring the undead army to bear.
That'd be cool.
Seven snaps out of his cat-like coma and says, "You know, I still keep in touch with Rude, so I'm pretty sure I can get him to look after your boy, along with his kids."
You would do that for me?
Oh yeah, anything for you, anything.
I'd appreciate that, Seven.
Yeah, I always got your back. Don't worry.
The other cat guy.
Even if I'm sleeping half the time.
Excellent. And then, even more so, with an undead army to work as a vanguard for our living troops, we'd be able to do some very abusive tactics on the field. While she might not be as powerful as she once was, she is certainly one of the most powerful grey necromancers I've ever met. She'll be able to raise us some suitable dead. Alright. I suppose, with all of this laid out, I feel very confident in this plan. I'll head back to the airship and start coordinating the loading of the disrepaired frames. The sooner I can get working on those, the better. They were able to pull up another 2. So we have a total of 7.
Good. Then, if I am allowed precious moments of rest, I will immediately get to my work. And I will not disappoint.
Thank you, Roko. You seldom do. And with that, the party gets a long rest as everything is kind of loaded up onto the airships and ferried to and fro back to Aurora. We're gonna take a quick 10-15 minute break. If you've been sitting for the last 2 hours, go ahead and hop up, take a little break, stretch those leggies, get some water. You guys as well. If you need a snack, I am going to set up for the next section, okay?
Yeah.
I have to pee.
Yep, bathroom
it's
breaks.
tense.
I gotta go walk Oreo.
No worries.
BRB.
All right. Also gonna take a bathroom break myself right before I get started. In the meantime, enjoy these sultry tunes for your ear holes. And we're back.
Hey.
Well, cookies.
We did it.
Hope my cookie
Okay.
crunchy is not audible.
Not at all. You're all good.
Pretty good.
Excellent.
Several hours later, the sun casts a golden glow over the horizon, and the sands take on a near idyllic glow. The last of the supplies and frames have been loaded onto Aurora as the airship takes its final pass from the archaeological site, returning to the city greater. Reflecting on the various things that were spoken of, our party waits patiently. And before long, the ship moors in the hangar, and you are all able to disembark. Once again within the solace that is Aurora's stone walls.
Home sweet home. Oh my god.
Agreed.
I'll speak with, actually, Ziz, if you'd be so kind, when you get a moment later on, can you have Adam set course for the east? Which heading should we take? East by northeast, or east by southeast, towards the Dalelands?
I think northeast. I don't want to stray too far.
Understandable.
I do have a thing I wanted to talk about.
And what's that?
Well, if you know, when you get some free time, if you and Youth would like to attempt to do that sealing of Semi-Keel.
Sealing of Semi-Keel. This is the first I'm hearing of this.
What? No.
I'm gonna say stab.
You do remember that unfortunate time when you had something awakening inside of you, right, Quint?
Yes. My memory must be foggy.
Well,
I don't
mine
remember
was
them
in that.
mention.
That was a rather traumatizing time for me, I will admit.
It all is well. We couldn't have known what was going to happen.
Indeed.
Well, regardless.
And
I
Roko
was,
turns and just leaves.
Well, regardless, me and Youth were talking about it, and we just thought that I think it would be a great plan if we just seal him away and into an artifact or something,
It's quite dangerous. But if we could find a way to prevent him from reaching past, then maybe it would be prudent to get done.
Or like in a sword. Oh, that's a good one, actually. I like that idea.
He considers the prospect. Well, it wouldn't be the worst idea. I don't even remember what it would be like not having this monster tugging at my psyche. A little peace of mind actually kind of sounds nice.
think you deserve it. I know you've been working on a new weapon in the background. Maybe you can put him in there.
I suppose. We'll give it a shot. It can't hurt.
Gandiva nudges you. Is he AFK?
Still
I've been
walking Oreo,
stabbed in the
probably.
side.
Oh yeah,
he went to
dog.
go walk Oreo. Okay, I didn't have my headphones on, I guess.
All is well. Well, it's been a long day. Perhaps we take a whack at it in the morning. There's some
Yeah.
things I still need to review, and I don't know how long I'll be up.
Sounds good.
Excellent. He turns to Seven. If you'd be so kind, when you get a moment, and could you talk to Rude? The faster we get these things expedited, the better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And finally, he turns to Alistair. If you have a moment later, there's a few more things I want to discuss. Perhaps in the coming days. It's not a exact rush. But with the acquisition of these new frames, I'll be able to retrofit more of the DDs and have them ready for combat. They'll make a phenomenal artillery weapon and heavy striker on the battlefield. And if I'm going to retrofit one, I might as well fit one in a means that you find suitable to your taste.
Sounds good with me.
Excellent.
Let me know a time and a place.
He nods. Alright. Well, that was a rather harrowing day, but I think we all deserve a nice rest. Little respite. We'll meet again tomorrow when you are all free.
Hell yeah.
Oh, back to sleep, you say I can do? You say I can go back to sleep?
My 3 levels of exhaustion are
3
really killing
steps
me.
ahead.
Roko's just like. Actually, no, Roko, we did a long rest, so.
Yep, so you can restore everything back to full.
Wow!
We did it.
Hooray, full power.
We
Once
slept
more.
successfully.
With the remainder of the day, how do you each wish to spend it?
Well, you already know what I'm about to do. I'm gonna go call my dad.
Andy seated.
I hit up Rude on the sending stand. Talk to him about what we discussed earlier. He agrees wholeheartedly and says, "Yeah, my kids would love to have another person to play with."
Yeah, Adronis isn't quirky at all.
He's a normal kid.
He totally has never cried before.
Not even once.
Anyway,
Adorable.
how about you others?
I'm gonna see the
Yes, sir.
progress on my Strahd sword and Strahd armor.
Alright, . And how about you others? You still AFK?
Yeah, he's walking
Yeah,
the
I think
dog.
so.
All right. This is the act of asking Adam to plot the course doesn't necessarily have to be a complex one,
Yeah.
which means that you still have the remainder of the evening. How do you wish to spend it?
Trying to figure out what the hell happened and how to use it. We're gonna just get right on that.
All right.
Like, do we have anything to read or anything like that about it?
So, in order, we've got Gandiva trying to commune with Osmodius. We've got Roko. What's Roko doing?
Okay, so it's later in the evening on the same day
Yes.
that we got back from the desert.
You could
Okay.
say it's roughly about 7 p.m. currently.
Roko is going to spend some quality time with her friend and medic Hana for a little bit of a mental health break, as Hana is also known to be a therapy expert.
Got you. All right. So,
Ooh, maybe. Oh, grammar.
Gandiva communing with Osmodius.
Yep.
We've got Alistair checking on the status of his equipment. We've got Ziz trying to further understand the nature of the strange events and the boon that he has been gifted from his service to the patron Maestra. And we've got Roko trying to blow off steam and process all of the stressful events of the day with one of the Avali crew members, Hana. We'll start with Gandiva first. She heads to her private quarters, from which she shares with Silas. And, as she has so many times before, she takes a seated position atop one of the cushions, sitting in the room, getting comfortable. She says her prayer.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't want to do it.
I don't want to do it because I need to fix the grammar.
Okay. She speaks the revised ancient prayer to Asmodeus.
Yeah, the revised one, not the old one.
And as before, so many times, the room begins to grow hot. And a small ember appears on the ground before her. The ember snakes its way across the surface of the stone and wood, scorching a sigil. The sigil of Asmodeus, before the ground falls away, and a plume of fire, hot and intense, spews up from the cracked crevice in the ground.
My dad is so cool, guys.
1 second. Roll 20 acting scuffed. There we go. The heck? Dressed in dark finery, red horns raised from his head, perfectly kempt raven black hair drawn tight back, and devilishly handsome features. Asmodeus materializes from the plume of fire, spume from the hellish sigil, scorched onto the ground. Well, 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 little bird. To hear you call upon me again so soon. I do hope you have better news than last time.
Well, since last we spoke, I found something really cool. And she will withdraw. Well, not like take it from his sheath, but you know what I mean. I take out a dagger.
She presents the dagger.
I present the dagger.
He takes a moment, gazing upon the simple design. A look of slow remembrance kind of growing on his face as he inspects it at a distance. Ho 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 ho. Little bird, where did you find such a fine, fine gift?
Oh, I found it in. Well, we found it in a temple inside of in the middle of the desert. A Netherese temple?
To think you would stumble across the Temple of Jothaman. Time and time again you fail to disappoint, little bird.
Do you remember the first conversation we ever had?
I'm aware.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be nice if we could use this to take care of that?
Hypothetically, if such a plot were to exist, well, yes. This would be quite the excellent tool.
I was thinking maybe we could harness it and maybe infuse it into multiple different weapons.
Now that's the thinking of a child of Asmodeus. Yes, that's exactly what you'll do, little bird. Take the dagger. Make more mockeries. Arm the mortals with it. And start rebellion.
Yeah, I started working on that too. I made these nice little pamphlets talking about the truth of Asmodeus.
Yes, you've been quite the busy little servant, haven't you? I've been keeping an eye on you closely. Should you continue on this route, you may find that the little gift I've granted you will pay out in dividends, as they say.
And we're getting ready for Waterdeep. We're recruiting a bunch of these mortals and arming them, as you say. And I did some reading about Waterdeep, and I heard that there are some of your followers there. Maybe, maybe I could use them for the fight, the army.
I have always found those barbarous fools so very detestable. However, they would make a fine pawn on the board. Yes. He raises his hand, and in a quick flourish of fingers, and a fiery plume, a small medallion materializes within his crimson fingers. Gently, he presents the small medallion to Gandiva. Take this as my favor. Present it to their leader. It should win their favor famously. Though you may want to look the part by the time you get there.
Yeah, I was also thinking about that. Speaking of looking the part, Gandiva just turns into her bow form.
She gently floats as her body shifts and changes into the divine weapon of Arjna. And a look of small surprise can be seen in the stark yellow eyes of the Prince of Ambition. Well, well. More and more still, you prove to be quite the find. He reaches forward with a taloned hand, wrapping his fingers around the haft of the bow. Gandiva feels a strange sensation as infernal energy pours over the weapon. Necrotic flames flicking wildly. He lets the bow go. We'll have to work on that.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Inspecting his hand, you're able to see that it's actually burned.
Oh! Well, yeah, we definitely need to work on that.
He withdraws a handkerchief from his breast pocket and begins to idly wipe his hand. Fret not. Well, it seems you've got quite a number of talents and the daunting task ahead of you. And I myself quite a lot of work to do.
Yeah, one more thing.
Yes?
I was thinking after all this stuff is said and done, outside of this contract, I would love to continue working together.
You see his eyes flash greedily. An extended duration of employment, you say?
Yeah.
I'm sure these are terms we can negotiate when the time comes.
one day I can even become strong enough to maybe set you free.
Baby steps, little bird, baby steps.
Yeah, I know, it's scary.
You should learn to flap those wings first.
One day.
And as he says this, he turns, returning back to the infernal rift cracked into the stone floor below. As he steps over it, we'll be seeing each other again soon. And in a plume of sulphury fire, the Prince of Lies vanishes.
Bye, bro. Bye, Dad.
While these events are taking place, Alistair is descending via the lifts within Aurora to the workshops in the lowest levels. Arriving, he can hear the rhythmic clang of metal against metal as he makes his way down the corridor. Entering through Workshop 1 and its doorless doorway. As you enter, you see Silas diligently working on the forge, currently smelting metals and shaping them into large plates. Upon your entry, he looks up from his work and smiles. Oh, Alistair. What can I do for you?
You, have that sword?
He gives a flat look at Alistair. Yes, I do.
Good.
Gesturing to a far side of the workshop, he points to one of the armor racks. As you turn your gaze to see what he's pointing at, you see an armor rack fitted with a set of rather wicked-looking black armor. Resting under its gauntleted hands, the pommel of an equally vicious-looking serrated sword. I crafted it from memory. A memory I'd much rather have forgotten. Again, I'm not exactly fond of that little transformation you take. But with Strahd actually returning, I can't help but feel like it might be useful in the future.
Case of two Strahds fighting each other will confuse their front lines. Hopefully. Also, do you have any experience with, acting?
Well, I wouldn't exactly call myself a performer, but... One second. I'm actually gonna look at his performance modifier, hang on. I'm mediocre at best, I would say. Not bad, but definitely not skilled.
The only obvious real way to inspire hope in people to rise up against the oncoming tide is to give them an example of the people leading them, how strong they can be. What do you say we put on a little show? The people of the surrounding areas don't know that Strahd's back yet. Let it not be word of mouth. that lets them know this knowledge, but seeing it with their own two eyes.
You suggest a maybe a propaganda based act or a duel of some sort?
Something that will strike fear in the populace, followed by resolute hope. Something like the great Silas Quint fending off an attack against Strahd. Something that'll inspire the people to rise up against the oncoming storm. Alistair's just gleaming this sword up and down.
Well, you flatter me with your praise, but you make a valid point. Perhaps getting ahead of the enemy and playing our own psychological ploys might prove fortuitous.
Meta knowledge, is there like pictures in this setting yet? Like, can you take a
Like
picture
photos? Yes.
like in newspapers?
Uh, there is. Yeah, actually, no. There's cameras in Baldur's Gate, and portraits, painters. Yeah.
Spread news and images of a great duel that happened that we will fabricate. Let them know that the adventuring parties are fending off Strahd's attacks now. Let them know that he is already here and attacking the villages and whatnot. And that will provoke a response to a threat that has not yet emerged. It will bring people to arms ready to fight. We will have our army within a matter of weeks. If only they believe the ruse. Then, when he actually arrives here, when the threat is imminent, we will be ready.
Okay. We'll see about planning the whole ploy within the coming days. And if your plan works, it should work famously to spread the word and build morale. If we can get ahead of their mind games, then we might be able to swing an advantage when the final confrontation comes.
That Alistair's gonna just sheath his sword, uh, put his hand on Silas's shoulder. Good luck. And just leave.
He nods. And with a plan set in motion, a ploy that might inspire the common folk and raise a banner in the fight against the coming threats, they prepare. As this is taking place, Ziz, having met with Adam and instructing him to set a course for the northeast, takes a moment to gain a breather, retiring to his quarters and having a moment of respite for the first time in quite a while. The job of managing Aurora, its functions, and its people, a draining and heavy responsibility. But his work is not yet done. He takes a moment, closes his eyes, and attempts to focus. contemplating on the events that had transpired within the Jathaman temple. A hand running over the raised sigil scored onto his brow.
Is this back from the bathroom?
Back yet?
That would be a negative.
What do you want? Wait.
Do we have Aziz, by the way?
No.
No, I think he went to the bathroom.
Alrighty. Well, as he's meditating,
Thinking.
as he meditates and reflects, we're going to shift our attention to Roko, whom has retired to the Avali starship, seated within its interior, across from Hana, stalwart friend and companion whom Roko has traveled with for years. And Hana listens patiently as Roko talks about the weight of everything that they've experienced as of late. The harrowing experience that she had just this very same day within the depths of the Jathaman temple. The thought that they could have lost that battle. And as always, with a reassuring, gentle tone, Hana listens and tells Roko that despite how difficult the experience just was, the two of you are here. You're alive. And like so many times during your travels before, despite the greatest risks, you survived.
Yes. And so do we continue in our endeavors. I've been thinking.
She says, leaving it off with that. Or rather, leaving it open.
Oh, I thought you read like, yeah, that's it. That's I've been thinking. Oh, okay.
Yes, that's what I've been doing lately. Thinking. It's part of being a scientist.
Hannah nods sagely.
So,
And you'll continue to be a scientist. Exploration of the unknown and all of the risk associated with it is a part of the job. A job we decided to take when we elected to become this group and take to the stars. And despite all the danger, you've proven to be the bravest of us. While we stood hidden up in the ship, you were our ambassador to these strangers. And because of that, we now have a truly safe place to study and understand this world. So
yes,
even
it's fortunate that Atala and Kasami decided to literally throw me out of the ship and into the group that I now find myself. allied with.
Hana
He
smiles
never
a
fails, I
toothy
suppose.
grin. And would you say it's worth it?
For better or worse, yes.
If everything you say is true, and this world is doomed to some strange catastrophe looming ahead, then they'll keep needing your bravery. They'll keep needing your wisdom and your intellect. So keep being brave, Roko. For all of us.
And Roko gives a quiet but grateful nod of quiet solitude. Also, on that note, after this session, there's something I want to ask you about concerning the Alpha Day crew.
Sure.
And then with that, the two
woo-woo.
cuddle.
And we're gonna slide on back over to Ziz,
That's me.
currently deep in meditation, reflecting on the events within the Jathaman Temple. Despite his best efforts, finding calm amidst all of the racing thoughts passing through his mind proves difficult. But he keeps trying. Give me a wisdom check.
Wisdom check. Alright. Waiting for the thing to load back up. There it is. Did that roll? Okay.
Ooh,
Wow.
nice. 21.
21.
And then he feels it. Amidst the stoic solitude that he found himself in, a warmth begins to wash over him. A sensation like a gentle caress from a loving parent. As he slowly opens his eyes, looking about and surveying the scene before him, he finds himself in a field of crimson flowers. Small azure fireflies dance across the petals. And several feet ahead, a breathtakingly beautiful woman. She looks upon Ziz, equal parts fondness and confusion.
Ah, there we go. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, the look on his face is pretty much exactly the same.
The woman, dressed in a elegant black dress with flowing black hair and alabaster skin, smiles and offers a hand as if to gesture for your approach.
And he does so.
Hello, Zizkror.
And he just kind of nods and waits to hear what she has to say.
It took you some time for you to hear me. For a time I thought you had shunned the boon I had offered you.
And he shakes his head and just sort like not dismissive, just kind of like a natural shrug as he talks and responds, "Well, that wasn't my intention. That's just sort of my nature."
What you tasted was but a small fraction of the power that you will need to succeed in the mission before you. You must nurture this gift to push the very envelope and potential of your magical capabilities. And if you continue to do so, you will gain the power you need in the war that is to come. I apologize I had not offered my aid sooner, but with what is happening in the world currently, I struggle to maintain the stability that we currently find ourselves blessed with.
He just nods. And that seems to be a theme lately. Everybody's spread thin.
And this is why we need our champions more than ever. To act in our stead as agents of order and to fight the tide of darkness that sits, waiting for a moment of vulnerability. We cannot grant it to them.
So how would I go about nurturing this gift?
You need to push the very envelope of what you as a mortal are capable of. To exert as much of the magical power that is the weave. And in doing so, strengthening its connection with yourself. With diligence and patience, it will grow. And in time, you too will become a chosen of Maestra, wielding the power of the weave in my name.
Well, on the bright side, if it's just determination and patience that we need, I've got plenty of that.
She smiles. Yes, I've seen, watching you from afar. You and your companions display a level of fortitude that even I find commendable. I offer you a final piece of advice, the small bit of aid that I can. When the time comes, a moment of great sacrifice will be called upon you and your companions. When that sacrifice need be made, don't make it rashly, lest it cost you more than you imagine.
And he seems to contemplate that for a moment before nodding. I think I think I understand. I guess I'll know when the time comes, won't I?
Look for the blood-soaked dove. It will be the sign that the time has come. And with that final statement, as you blink, your eyes opening once more, the beautiful field you had previously found yourself is gone. And in its place, the solitude of your personal quarters. The last lingering thoughts of her words still echoing in your mind.
So what time is it when he comes to? Thereabouts.
As you gaze about, you realize that roughly 2 hours have passed in what felt like a short span, perhaps 15 minutes. While you were meditating, 2 hours had passed.
He seems a little taken aback and goes, I'm not going crazy from sleep deprivation. Now I've got gods in my dreams. Never gonna get any sleep again.
And with that, we're gonna turn to Youth.
Hi.
In the last...
Use.
Oh, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, in the last remaining hours of the evening, how does Youth spend it?
She is going to contact Maestro as well. She has questions.
Cautious, due to the previous experiences Youth has had, with the overwhelming magical power at her fingertips, she elects to head to a still uninhabited section of the city, finding one of the empty residences and heading within. She takes a seated position, legs crossed, and arms coming to a rest on her knees. She closes her eyes, and unlike Ziz, the connection that she has nurtured over the years is strong. Nearly as quickly as she closes them, her body begins to levitate from its seated position, some 3 feet off the ground, as the arcane sigils of Maestra slowly float around, moving every which way, and her brand, scribed upon Youth's cheek, glows a brilliant azure. She opens her eyes while in this meditative state, and as Ziz before her, she sees the familiar field of crimson flowers. Treading across it, she approaches the figure standing at its center, the countenance of the goddess of magic, the one true spell of all spells. And she fondly looks back at her chosen.
Good evening, Maestro. How are you?
She nods. Good evening. As well as I can be in these trying times. For what do you call upon me?
I have some questions, and also checking on you.
She smiles. That's quite kind of you. I'm well.
Am I able to, see her weave Like the weed that's going into her hair, like how the state of it is.
It looks as strong as it ever has. No different than the last time you had seen her. Alluding that the state of magic is still stable and strong.
Okay. And she stares at her hair and she says, "You seem to be holding in there."
Yes. But admittedly, it is growing far more difficult with each passing day. It seems Lathander has gone missing, and nobody quite knows where.
Hmm.
But fret not over the qualms of gods. What is it you have come to ask me?
Recently, one of my companions has mentioned these scrolls of the Netherese that could potentially help us in our aid of backing off the darkness from taking over lands. Do you have any knowledge of that?
A look of pleasant surprise crosses her features. Why, I haven't heard that name spoken in centuries. Yes, I'm quite familiar with the Nether Scrolls. It is because of them that I experienced my first death at the hands of Karsus. The scrolls, a grouping of 5, offer untold secrets to not only magic, but the universe and the world. It could ascend even the most common of men to the greatest of you. But the artifacts are dangerous. Read independently by an unprepared mind could potentially fracture it and leave you but a lifeless husk. It is the reason many have given up the hunt for the scrolls, as a collection of the entire set has been proven to be almost impossible over the centuries. There is another way. The second set, thought to be lost time,
Oh,
is
the
in
second
fact
set?
not.
Hmm. Is that lost? Do you
Not
know?
lost, but the true nature of them has been forgotten. The second set resides within the golden grove of hidden knowledge within the Feywilds. In the forests of Kes Ar Terranvar.
The full name, Kesatranva.
Elf pronunciation's wild.
Yeah.
Should you manage to gain favor with the Sealy court, they might know where you might find the grove and offer you a way to it. But the politics of the Elven Pantheon are complex and varied. The danger of pursuing the Golden Grove might prove just as much so as the hunting of the scrolls. But should you manage to do so, it would essentially grant you power close to that of a god. as well as a full understanding of the nature of all magic.
And Youth kind of stares at Meister and says, "Oh, then I can protect you." I have another question.
Yes?
You know of the nature of the device of that is centered in Aurora. And I forgot the name of the thingy that's powering it. It starts with M. I don't remember how to say it. Where is it?
Ah,
The
you must
myth-
refer to the Mythalar.
Yeah, the Mythlar. Yeah.
They are a magical device forged by the Netherese in ancient times, much in the likeness of a crystal ball, and roughly 150 meters in diameter. These globes boast an immeasurable amount of magic, close to that of the time before I had to assert the limitations of magic upon mortals and the gods. Surprisingly simple in their use, should you find a means of harnessing and channeling their magical potential. The weapons and artifacts that you can create would prove to be some of the most powerful in the land. But do note that should you move too far from the Mythalar's range, the magical properties that fuel that artifact would fall silent.
Okay.
And more importantly, should those Mythalar become damaged or disabled in any way, your city will plummet from the sky like a meteor.
It's okay, that's why Roko has the power grid thingy.
So, with that, you must work together with your companions that you might harness these powerful artifacts. With them, you might stand a chance in the coming war.
Youth nods, and she walks closer to Maestra. And she says, "Can I give you a hug? You're always sad. I can see it."
She bears a bittersweet expression. Truly, you must be one of the sweetest of my chosen. She leans down and embraces the elf. And as she pulls away, "Fight well," you hear her whisper. As you open your eyes, the vision fades, and you are once again within the solitude of your room.
And then she coughs up the pickle.
It falls to the ground with a wet plap.
She picks it up and stores it for later.
The people of Aurora are hungry. Feed them pickles.
And with that, my friends, I think we're gonna call it a night. We'll pick up next session en route to the northeast, heading to our next settlement in hopes of raising an army while we prepare our weapons of war.
We must weaponize the pickles.
Stride.
What? What?
Propaganda.
Can we use
Propaganda.
Mythalar to change use pickles into artifacts?
The ends
God,
justify the
pickles.
means.
Can we use the propaganda to create a pickle-based society?
Yes.
Aurora's gonna get real weird real fast.
I'm
Then we
really
can
gonna make
chop up-
propaganda posters. Y'all think I'm playing?
we can
I'm
chop
going
up
to take
pickles.
the North Korean propaganda. I might disappear.
no.
There might be North Korean agents that come and get me.
Dang.
We can also take the pickles after we enchant them into artifacts, chop them up into relish, and then we can spread it across lands.
Seems
Put it in a-
legit.
Put it in a
Real.
portable hole and then throw the hole at people.
Oh god.
Again, relish attack.
Flat.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Fucking throw it on the ceiling over them, and it's just like an avalanche of relish.
Oh lord.
Oh no.
Jesus.
Never ending avalanche because it's enchanted.
Yeah, you got
Alright.
you got an enchantment on the portable hole that makes it infinite relish, and there you go.
Oh
Oreo.
no.
Real,
Turn
true,
the bag of holding inside out.
Ooh.
true.
Real.
We will create the pickle planet.
So, with our objective renewed, focused, driven, it's time for us to raise an army.
Let's fucking go.
Speed, power.
Cue Johnny's
definitely-
Rebellion by Crown the Empire.
Who's Johnny? What?
It's a song. It's a song by a band called Crown the Empire, called Johnny's
Nice, yeah.
Rebellion. I'll post it in
nice.
Discord later.
Yeah.
But as always, my friends, thank you so much for coming through. Things are finally looking up. It's not all humdrum, bleak, despair, dismal, hopelessness. We're finally starting to get
Nice.
somewhere. Yes, it's 7, if only you knew. If only you knew the shit that got us to this point.
But rest assured, we will return to our regularly scheduled programming.
Hell
eventually.
yes.
You've lost your
Boy,
boyfriend.
jeez.
More cheese.
Marcus,
Yeah.
you've lost his boyfriend. She lost
Yeah.
her boyfriend.
Yeah, you've lost your boyfriend just because you wouldn't bring her a lamp for him. He needed the lamp.
Man.
Wait a moment.
You remember Rex?
Oh, yeah, I remember Rex. I remember that arc.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
needed a heat lamp. He didn't get it, so he left.
Oh, well.
He's a horseman.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
and that.
I heard
Yeah.
that much.
Rex Lyrian, Horseman of War.
But it was mostly the heat lamp.
He's the reason why the poor new few have been going through absolute hell.
They don't know that yet.
They have
They'll be
no
fine.
idea.
Oh no! I just had an epiphany.
What's that?
Rex is in Waterdeep.
Yes, Rex is in Waterdeep.
Yes.
Asmodeus
Yeah,
said
I
that
love
we need an
Waterdeep.
army.
There is no war in Waterdeep.
There's no
Yeah,
war,
but there's
no.
gonna be.
No.
There's gonna be. He's
Oh
there.
no, there's gonna be.
There is nothing happening in Waterdeep, actually.
It's ironic.
Everything is perfectly fine in Waterdeep.
Gandiva actually caught on that that little nugget there. Rex is in Waterdeep. Asmodeus said bring an army. And
Yeah, because he's war.
Fuck.
Yep.
I'm gonna throw up.
With
Won't
that
actually
said-
I won't.
I did the other day. Yesterday.
That's
It's
because-
Darth. It's Darth in the chat. Darth.
Hey, Darfinator! Much love.
Both knows what's up.
Darth knows
We're
exactly
going
what's up.
down Darth.
It's going down, Darf.
Yeah, we're talking about throwing up.
Oh,
Pickles.
There is no Darfinator in Waterdeep.
Fuck, Abaddon.
Oh,
But
Abaddon.
as always, my friends.
Baron of the Scarlet King.
Yeah. Abaddon, Baron of the Scarlet King. Yep. Things are looking spicy.
Dramatic.
like
Cool,
a
I'm scared.
Taco Bell burrito.
Ooh woo.
With Diablo sauce.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Lego. But as always, my friends, I have much appreciation. This is only possible with you fine folks. Same time next week?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, I have an important announcement to make. But you can end.
Alrighty. I'll catch you all a little bit later, alrighty?
Yep. See ya.
Pee-pee.
Good night, everyone.
Yo.
Double pee-pee.
What a session, folks. But we're not going to end the party just yet. We're going to send it on over to a nice friend of the channel, up-and-comer, VTuber, FleshTuber, doesn't matter. Rising tide raises all ships, friends. But before we get that raid started, I want to thank all you fine folks for stopping by, hanging out with us, keeping up with our fantastic story, our adventure. Really makes this all worth it, be it 1 or 100. And I hope you continue to enjoy the tales that are to come. So as always, be sure to drink plenty of water, because hydration is important to wellness. To get plenty of rest, as is the cornerstone to a fundamentally productive day. But more important than all of that, that you continue to love yourselves and each other, that tomorrow might be a better day. So I'm going to pop on over to Twitch real quick. I'm going to see who we're going to drop that fat chunky raid on. Alrighty. Sir Brent is playing. Hell yeah, let's send it on over to Sir Brent. Fantastic content creator, very talented, does all of his own art, does his own rigging too, and the best part, he's a fucking gremlin. So be sure to spam his chat with the DPRQ loves, the white people Silases. Bring him some love and uplifting. And I'll catch you all probably tomorrow with either some V Rising with Medicus or some Destiny 2. Maybe even an art stream. We'll see how I'm feeling. But much love, and you take care of yourselves, guys.